Hey guys, how you doing today? More on Wall Street bets. Corporate propaganda works, man. Basically, everybody I've talked to about this is touting the corporate line, right? That the short shares have been resolved, that the issue is over, that this stock decline is just the natural progression of the market correcting itself, and that everybody's moved on from it. Given that Mark Cuban just did an interview where he said, given what he's seeing on the stock market, that he would continue buying GME and continue holding GME, as well as the observations that are being done on Wall Street bets itself, this is corporate propaganda. And it works. It completely works. I've had people who I respect and I trust and whose opinions I value tell me exactly the corporate policy line and exactly what's being told. Don't listen, man. Don't listen. Buy GME, hold GME. Buy GME, hold GME. Like, this stock is going to blow up. It's going to just pop right up, and the people who are holding right now are poised to make a ton of money. The market closed on GME at about $90, right? $90 on GME. Hey man, put 90 bucks on the table. If I told you, hey, pay me 90 bucks and there's a chance that you get $1,000, like, you'd probably take that bet. Especially if there's a whole group of people who have sifted through the data, who have the historical rooting, who understand what's happening, and then including people like billionaire Mark Cuban, right? Why would he do this interview? Why would he say this unless there's some veracity to the statement? So, what I want to turn this video into, that's a quick touch on kind of what's going on in the Wall Street bets, because right now it's a lot of just hold. Everybody's sitting there being like, hold, diamond hand, diamond hand. There's a lot of that going on, a lot of posturing going on, a lot of the screaming before the floodgates open, and effective arguments. Like, people know that there's going to be that person in this story who, like, oh no, the stock's going down, I better sell GME. You know, oh no, the stock's going down. Oh, the corporate media is saying this. Oh, the stocks are going down. Oh, okay. And then come the time when the actual spike happens, when the rocket goes to the moon, right? These people are going to be like, why did I listen to these guys? Why did I sell? I don't understand. So just hold with your diamond hands. So what I want to turn this video into is a talk about how Wall Street bets affects the perception of our talking about the basic income, right? That the idea of the basic income, very simple. Everybody should have food and shelter, period. We're done. Everyone should have the money given to them unquestionably, not unconditionally, no strings attached, no nothing. And why Wall Street bets really matters to our communication about that subject, the basic income. And that's simply put, I mean, take a look at the amount of money we're talking about in the story of Wall Street bets, right? So I've heard the number $70 billion. The number is likely going to be higher than that even, right? Once this story is over, once the dust has settled, we're talking about $100 billion here is what I suspect to see, right? Probably above that. So $100 billion is going to be transferred from a small cabal of billionaires and their hedge funds to not a large group, like a modestly sized group, like 2 million, 3 million people who have organized themselves in order to get the money out from the stock market, right? And so $100 billion, right? That could fund a basic income here in Canada in perpetuity, right? Like forever. That would be enough money to fund a basic income. And that's the money that's being used as like bartering chips in this unfolding social drama, right? Again, I have to say it again. Everything that's happening in this story, this Wall Street bet story, is completely unproductive. Nothing's being built. No institutions are being made. Its outcome is literally, like, the best case outcome, and the outcome everybody's rooting for, is that this small group of internet nerds on Reddit get one over on Melvin Capital and walk away with the purse. We want to see this heist happen. We want to see them get away with it, right? We're rooting for them. Some of us are even putting whatever little money we have behind this, right? I know if I can ever get the money to clear on the app that I downloaded, I'll put $90 towards it. The share is at 90 right now. I'd put $90 on the table, right? What's the worst thing that happens? I lose $90? This corporate system, this capitalist system I work under steals $90 from me constantly. So $90 just putting it on the table to see if I could get $1,000? Sure, I'll do that. I'll put my weight there. Why not? But what this means for the basic income is that, like, wait, so we can afford to have financial gurus and people on the internet bicker and argue about who gets control over this money, but we can't literally feed and shelter people? Like, that's what we're talking about? So anybody who comes at you with this statement of, oh, how are you going to pay for it? Or, oh, it's too expensive. Or, oh, it's so unaffordable. You literally can just say Wall Street bets. Like, the amount of money that's entangled in this scandal, and that's going to be at the end of this ridiculous nonsense situation, the amount of money that's being poured into this wholly unproductive, completely, like, interesting but worthless pursuit. We could be clothing, feeding, educating, housing, like, our citizens. We could be doing that with that money. $100 billion. Of course we could dedicate that to our citizenry. Of course we could do that. We choose not to, instead choosing to engage in this ridiculous stock market game, and that's exactly what it is. It's just a game, right? That completely forgets that, hey, there are people struggling on the day-to-day to actually get food and to actually get shelter and to actually have something to eat, right? It completely forgoes this idea that, oh, hey, we actually should take care of one another, and instead says, no, it's the person who does the best antagonistic work and fights the best in this arcane numbers game of the stock market. Those are the people who should be the kings of our society. Those are the principal holders. The principal holders of the society should not be the people doing the work, shouldn't even be just citizens who are engaged in their societies and in their communities. No, it's people who know how to read spreadsheets really well, to manipulate market forces, to maneuver currencies and commodities around the best. No, they don't produce anything. They're just the rulers of the place because they understand how to look at a spreadsheet the best. Like, it's an absurdism. And this Wall Street bets situation shows without the shadow of a doubt that the basic income is not only affordable, but that the basic income is completely necessary, right? You're telling me that these are the types of forces that are going to be happening in our society, right? Especially as more and more people become involved in the stock market, especially as the stock market becomes more volatile, as if it isn't more volatile to begin with, or already volatile to begin with, right? Like, when the stock market crashes, or when the stock market goes down, we all lose our jobs. Serious things happen to us if the stock market dips, or if the stock market goes down. But when it goes up, nothing happens for us. Absolutely nothing happens for us. We don't get any benefit from it. It doesn't help us. And this comes to, like, the real true reason for why the powerful are actually against a basic income, because they understand how fragile their systems are. They know how fragile stuff like the stock market is. They know how fragile things are, and they understand that if more people were able to have the A, time, but B, also any amount of capital or any amount of monetary positioning, they would be able to come in and manipulate the game for themselves and to wreck the game for the billionaires, right? The billionaires who work overtime and as hard as possible to rig the game in their favor, right? And if you gave the populace freedom of time and freedom of access to even small sums of capital, well, then they might be able to actually rig the game in their favor. They might actually be able to say of these billionaires, wait, why have we ceded all this power to you? Why are you important? Why are we actually listening to anything you have to say at all for any reason? Especially because, and this goes to my final, largest point that I'll say over and over and over on this channel. Why do you have control over the shares at all? Why is it that a group of people who do not work in the enterprises that have the shares, own the shares while the workers who work there and do the work do not. This is, to me, the central antagonism of our society, and absolutely the central revelation of the Wall Street Bets situation. Even if the shares transfer to the Wall Street Bets guys, they don't work at GameStop. They don't work there. They're just a bunch of guys who have managed to get a hold of the shares. And if you are working at a place that has shares and you don't own the shares, then guess what? The shares own you. And whoever owns the shares owns the people, owns the workers. This is wage slavery. What I am describing is a system that we should all become more familiar with in the academic sense, because we're very familiar with it in the practical sense, because we interact with it every single day. This is called wage slavery. We do not own the shares to the companies that we work in, right? The shares own us. And whoever owns the shares owns the workers, which is why if you want to see these hedge fund guys really get theirs, if you want to see these hedge fund guys go away, if you want your whole system to change for the benefit of the people, then what you want is to transfer the shares to the workers. The people who are doing the work should own the shares, and these enterprises should be owned by the people who work in them and no one else. And then on top of that, put in a basic income so that the people who can't be part or are not part of any of these institutional business structures can still get food, can still get shelter, can actually build up a little bit of capital for themselves. And this is what the billionaire class doesn't want more than anything. They don't want people to actually build a society that is any damn good. They don't want people to actually build a society that is nice to live in, that has culture and arts and beauty and life and love. They don't want that at all, because the last thing they want is for workers to be comfortable. What they want is for workers to be scared. They want workers to be desperate. They want workers to be clinging on to whatever work these capitalists offer at the lowest possible wage, because the capitalists who do no work, add no value, are not important, and should be eliminated, want to continue doing nothing. That's what they want. They want to go to brunch, sit on your back like you're a piece of furniture, and have your family serve them food. That's what they want. They're not interested in helping you. They're not interested in even telling you the truth. They're interested in suckering you, stealing your money, stealing your time, stealing your life. And if they have to, they'll destroy your community to do it. We've seen them do it over and over and over again. Okay, this is the end of me on this one, guys. If you like what I'm saying, like this page, like the like button should be right down there, right? The share button right beside there. If you've made it here and you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, right? Half the people watching this don't subscribe. You guys should subscribe. We need to start building a revolutionary front. And there are not actually that. You can show me the communist on YouTube. Who's the communist on YouTube? Let's make me the communist on YouTube. I know you don't have a communist in your diet, so here I am. Hello. If you want some communist input, here I am. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. Hey, some of you guys are about to make a whole ton of money, eh? Think about donating to my Patreon down below, eh? When that GME stock goes through the moon and you finally start selling it, think of the Canadian economy for a minute. Right down below, you can help me on out. Until then, buy GME, hold GME. I know if the stars align and I can get that app to actually follow through on it, on just my deposit, yeah, I will. Absolutely. Okay. Good luck, you guys. We're going to need it.